shut up for a little while, please?
Yeah, that. Some unusual tactics by Fable developer Lionhead Studios have recently come to light. Over a decade ago, an online troll got a hold of some development images of Fable, one of which featured the protagonist stabbing a young kid through the head, which was, of course, never meant to be released.
Wow!
Yeah. Here's the better part. Lionhead managed to track down the person who got the image and obtained his school records. They put out a release which copied the opening lines of a poem the student had written and then threatened to tell his mom on him. What? And in 10 years, he never released the images. They blackmailed him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. This is one of my all-time favorite stories we've had on here.
Hang on.
A corporation actually...
Hang on. What? Now, before we get too ahead of ourselves...
Sure.
Who is the head of the corporation? Who ran Lion's Head? That was
Van Tillman or something.
No. What was his name? Who was the guy who made Fable and all?
Before Microsoft bought him out.
Yeah,
let us know.
Nick Brandt?
Huh?
Nick Brandt?
No.
I was saying the guy that they're talking about who instrumented this was Sam Van Tilburg.
That's not a name that I know. God damn it!
I don't know who runs Lionhead.
It was
Peter Molyneux.
Was it Molyneux? Really? He was on Fable?
Peter Molyneux.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
So Molyneux.
And the crazy puzzle piece comes into place.
And now it all makes sense.
Now, yes. Now the crazy has fit in. Peter Molyneux is exactly the type of guy that would go out of his way to threaten a 16-year-old.
Peter Molyneux is a Bond villain. What is this?
Peter Molyneux is the one guy from Silicon Valley who slaps the kid and makes him go inside and get to Ritalin. You know?
Yeah.
That's exactly. He is
such a great scene.
He is T.J. Miller from fucking Silicon Valley.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? Like, dude, I bet Peter Molyneux made personal phone calls to this kid's house.
Probably called that kid up and used the exact line, "You just brought piss to a shit fight."
Dude, just got his school records.
And he was threatening to tell his mom. Can you imagine what some of those phone calls were? It's just like heavy breathing on the other end of the.
Stop now.
Oh my god.
I'm getting creeped out just listening through my head.
Can
you mute yourself?
No. Or a Nosferatu impression?
That, I don't know. I read that. I had to reread that article and find another source before I was willing to put it on the outline for this week. Because
how is BBC not a good source?
That is
it's a fine source, and I still didn't believe it.
That is absolutely hysterical.
I think they would also want to mention that this was before Microsoft owned them. They did not want that. They did not want that connection made at all.
Wonder why they tried to erase that blemish.
Apparently, as he was saying this he was like on a panel or something and said it, and like there was audible gasps from the rest of the panel where they're like,
"Okay, well now that it's out there and it was 10 years ago, can we see these images?" And I also want to know what the line was that the kid didn't want his mom to hear.
Yeah, what was it that was so bad? Like, did he get in trouble for blowing another kid in the bathroom? Like,
I don't know.
What?
I mean, maybe his poems were about like rape or something.
I don't even know if it was that, because it was something he read at school. I thought they were going to tell his mom that he'd been like hacking or something like that.
I feel like how bad could a poem be from high school that you wouldn't?
That was an intimidation tactic.
You want them to tell your mom.
That was an intimidation tactic for them to say, "Hey, we know who you are, and we found your school records."
Yeah. That was for them to just prove, like, look, we've got your number, kid. That's all that was. That was just that was.
I mean, I guess
this is like blackmail 101. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was the menacing part of it. It's like, oh, you think you're so smart? Well, look what we can do.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
Of course, Peter Molyneux was somewhere in that pie. There is a crazy ass Peter Molyneux. There's no way that he didn't know about this.
Van Tilburg and Molyneux were getting a drink, and he's like, "You know what I'd like to do to that kid? I'd like to like find his school records and threaten him." And Molyneux's like, "Do it."
Molyneux's like, "I know a guy." Called it Xerox.
Was it you?
No, it definitely wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Were you the kid?
Nope. I was not.
I could see this being a thing. It's canon now.
Yep.